Today we have two games that happened yesterday, the Hawks and the Bulls, which I'll talk about first, and then the Sixers versus the Heat. And let's talk about the Hawks and Bulls first. Hawks got destroyed, 131 to 116, I believe is the score. And at first the Bulls went crazy in the first quarter, making crazy amount of threes. But then the Hawks came back in the second and the third. They hanged on, but then in the fourth quarter the Bulls went crazy and the Bulls just built up a huge lead, which the Hawks could not overcome. But the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Trae Young scoring 22 points, but only on 4 of 12 shooting. DeJounte with 30 points, played decent, pretty well. This might be the end of the DeJounte Trae backcourt duo, as the Hawks are probably trading Trae, one of them at least. Maybe Trae is going to go to somewhere else. This might be the last game with Trae in Atlanta. Meanwhile, on the Bulls side, Coby White scoring 42 points. A great game by Coby White, showing that he is a playoff riser. Well, play in for now. But this is a really good game for Coby White. Establishes his MIP case for most improved player, And DeMar DeRozan did well. Ayo Dosunmu also another great player. And Alex Caruso got injured, But the Bulls did pretty well. The Hawks, just their paint defense weren't that good, and they were banged up anyways with Okongwu and Johnson out. But the same for the Chicago Bulls with Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Lonzo out too. But the Bulls, with this win, are going to face the Miami Heat for the 8th seed to go against the Boston Celtics in the first round. At first, we thought the Bulls would probably lose the second game, but they do have a chance. Jimmy Butler will probably be out versus the Bulls on Friday. And that is a huge blow for the Heat. But I'll talk about the Heat later when we talk about the Sixers. But I believe the Bulls have a pretty big chance now because Jimmy, their best offensive player, a great defender too. And Coby White, now with Jimmy gone, might be able to go drop another great performance. And if the Bulls versus the Celtics in the first round, it will probably be like a 5-game Celtics win. And if the Heat versus the Celtics, if Jimmy was there, that would have been a pretty good series. But with Jimmy out, I don't know if he'll play through injury. But with Jimmy out, that's also probably a 5-game series at most 6 if the Heat play the Celtics. Let's go on to our second game of the day. It was actually the first game technically, but we'll talk about this. The 76ers versus the Heat. 76ers come back down 14, I believe, or 12 at halftime, only scoring 39 points to win 105-104 in a really clutch game. Nicholas Batum scoring 20 points, 6 threes, I believe, or 7 threes, and did a really clutch block against Tyler Hero, which would have tied the game if he made that 3 with 30 seconds left. What a great game for Batum, one of the best role players in the league, even though he's pretty old. And then we also had Kyle Lowry playing pretty good defense on Jimmy Butler and some others. Kelly Oubre coming up big in the fourth, scoring some buckets. Joel Embiid, after a terrible first 3 quarters, did pretty well in the fourth, scoring 11 points. And Embiid also having 23 points total and making some clutch shots at the end. And then Maxey also was alright today, but Sixers won because maybe after Caleb Martin missed those 2 free throw shots, the Sixers started to gain momentum, started to make a run. Buddy Hield was pretty good in this game too. But for the Heat, their zone defense definitely was really good at the first half at least. Clamped down the Sixers offense. They shot a ton of wild shots. And they had so many steals also. Like as well as DeLon Wright, Haywood Highsmith, Jaime Jaquez playing pretty good defense and offense. Bam did all right too, but Jimmy, Butler, he was all right this game, but because of his injury, he couldn't really score that much. And at the end of the game, they had to bring Tyler Hero for their offense instead of doing Jimmy for the clutch time offense because of his injury. So yeah, but Sixers hold on to win, and they're going to face the Knicks in the first round, which they might even have a chance of Embiid, who looked not that good healthy-wise, can become fully healthy, and maybe D'Anthony Melton comes back and stuff. But overall, that was a really great game, and looking towards Friday with the Kings versus the Pelicans and the Heat versus Bulls for the 8 seeds. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.